Hey friends, this is Rob Paisola, the CEO and President of Western Capital. I have to tell you, if you have not heard about Anchor by Spotify, it is absolutely the easiest way to make a podcast. Look, we know the easy ways. With everything, all you need in one place, let me explain. Anchor has the tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many, many more. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. We appreciate the time you're taking to listen to our podcast. Thank you, and take advantage of something that's free. Jump on anchor.fm right now and get started broadcasting your voice around the world. God bless, my friends.
You're now listening to the world famous Change Your Mind, Change Your Mind, Change Your Life, Change Your Life podcast. Broadcasting worldwide with your host, Robert Paisola. Ladies and gentlemen, give way for Robert Paisola. Broadcasting on 107.1 on the Man Cave Podcasting Network and beaming worldwide on the Spectavision Satellite Radio Network live from Las Vegas. Today's episode is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, featuring sleek luxury and pure elegance. Visit your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today and take advantage of exceptional deals for 2022. Bringing you the top news and guests from around the globe on finance, credit, life, or just how to fix that dent in your pocketbook from COVID-19. It's Robert Paisola.
We're the ones that get involved when deals go bad. That's what we do. You know, I own Western Capital, and so we're the guys whenever everybody makes promises and says they're going to do something, and then all of a sudden they don't. We're the ones that, you know, take enforcement action and force them. And a lot of times, you know, if they continue to play with this, we give them a chance. Everybody we talk to, we give them a way out of the conversation. And I know that sounds difficult, but we tell them that, you know, this is your one chance to stop and quit, you know, being who you are. Because if you continue on, we're gonna, you know, you're bringing, in this one call you're gonna hear in a minute, there's $30,000 in violations in a matter of 15 minutes. Okay. So that's what we do. We stack the money up on these people because they do not believe they have to follow the law. If you type my name, Robert Paisola, and you type in SoundCloud, you can hear a lot of these calls with these debt collectors. Because what happens is, as you know, whether they know it or not, we're recording every single thing that we do. And they have to be aware that, you know, because of our massive distribution system, you know, we're in front of 1 million people. So we put their names, we put the name of the CEO. I mean, that's what we do. So private equity, I love that business, though. I love it. I buy real estate all the time, you know. So, awesome. All right, so guys, let's go ahead and everybody will mute out, and we'll just listen to this, and you guys won't believe it. But remember, the guy you're listening to right now is me representing you, but it's not even edited. I didn't even edit it out yet for distribution yet. But I want you guys to understand the first part of the conversation will let you know. And this is the direct manager of over 500 people. And look at how she responded, look at how we reacted, and look at how we had to take her to task for the way she treated. Again, if you get a text on your phone saying call this number, are debt collectors doing that now? And if that happens, we're gonna start filing lawsuits, litigation. We're gonna go litigation fast and furious. All right, guys, here we go. Because there's calls with us and 22. I know you don't care. I know you don't. No, you're not. Okay, great. How? Okay, stop. Don't talk. How are you trying to help me? Listen carefully. I ask you a question. How are you trying to help me, as you just stated? Please respond.
I was trying to get to the bottom of this. I got on the call as I was asked to because you wanted to speak to a supervisor, and immediately you started yelling and telling me what I needed to do.
Right.
I am trying
as I have the right to do. As I have the right
to answer your questions, and you are not allowing me to do so.
But I have the right to do.
What I stated
You're not.
What I stated, sir.
You don't know the law. My God, as I have the right to do.
Stated,
You're the collector. I'm the debtor. I'm the underdog.
Sir, I'm a manager.
I don't know what the hell you are. All I do know is that I'm the debtor and I have rights under the law. And you're what? Where did you get trained at? Maybe you need to take one of our training courses on how to deal with debtors. I mean, I don't understand this. If you violate the law, you will pay. And when you sit here on a phone call that's being telephonically recorded and transcribed and going to be broadcast all over the world, and you sit here and say things like, well, I got on the phone and you started telling me what to do. Of course I'm going to tell you what to do. That's my job. And it's your job to do exactly what I say, because if you miss one step, because I only tell you things that are within the law, then I sue you for another $10,000. We're already at $30,000, ma'am. Are you clear? And I hope to God you play this call back.
Sir.
I hope you play this back for your compliance department.
I provided you with our email address and your file numbers.
All right.
You can email us any correspondence that you need to email.
There is no correspondence. All right, guys. So this gives you. Whoops. Hang on a second. Hang on.
Requires us to inform you that
there we go. Okay. So this gives you an idea of what we have to do to take control of a conversation. Hold on. Sorry about that. Guys, this is Rob. What you just heard is what we have to do immediately to take control of the conversation. Okay? Let's realize what just happened, what you just heard. What you just heard was a lady who was the director. In other words, you notice I said, you're a collector. No, I'm not. I'm a manager. Okay. So she's the kind of person that loves to have a title. She loves to have a business card that says she's like a vice president. Okay. What I tell her during that phone call is, I don't care who you are. I've just made $30,000 because your people do not understand how to do what they do. And you challenge their ability to do what they do. You guys get what I'm saying? You have to take control of the conversation. In other words, they're trained to say certain things to get you to pay, to do something. And I'm going to play the rest of the call, and you'll hear this other collector who tried to pin me in a corner, and I blasted her. What you just heard was me talking to the manager, and that was something that I did afterwards. And I wanted to talk to the CEO. So we will use this. Let me tell you how this works, guys. When these people walk down these thin lines, these thin lines of debt collection, and I did this for years. I own Western Capital, and we're a huge debt collection company. 300 people collected for Citibank and American Express, you name it. That's what we did. Now I'm on the other side, okay? So, God help you if you send me personally a text on a bill from 2 years ago or whatever the hell it was. Do not send me a validation letter. Now, those of you that are listening, understand I am a professional trainer and professional speaker on this topic. Take notes if you're going to spend time in this room. This will be the most important information that you have. And please, if you're listening anywhere around the world, we want you to listen and understand that we are in the United States and we are governed by laws. So, just because somebody calls you or shows up at your door after COVID and makes demands of you does not mean you need to comply. You see, what we do is we challenge everything they've learned and all the little tricks that they think they can use to be able to manipulate you. We hold it against them. And then we take them to federal court and we sue and we win. We sued a company called Portfolio Recovery Services for $22 million on a class action lawsuit. We do not screw around. And you will, as you hear this call, you will hear me say, Google my name. Google my name and listen to what I'm saying. Please do not, and I give them a way out. I say, do not put yourself in this position where you have to be held accountable for what you're doing. Well, they didn't care. David, did you get that, buddy? All right. So we're going to go.
Yeah. I got you.
So you understand what we're trying to do is it's kind of like as an attorney, right? You think you know everything, but when somebody like me comes at you like that, everything you learn goes out the door. You can be the greatest investment banker in the world, but I'm going directly to, it's basically like me showing up at your front door. Your shield is broken because I have completely taken away every credential that you've ever had, and I'm challenging you in a public forum. Now, what do? We take these conversations and we run them through an AI program, and what we do is we make sure that every word is transcribed. We then put it up on YouTube, and then we put it up in 47 countries and in 4 different languages. These people call us and offer to pay thousands of dollars for us to just go away. We do not go away. The minute you push a button with us and choose to play, we will ride it out. So here we go, guys. This is part 1 of the conversation. You also heard the beginning, and if you haven't, please replay it. If you have any questions, we'll come back in a few minutes. Everybody put yourself on mute. This is the beginning of the call with a debt collection company called First Financial Asset Management. They sent out a text message saying, please call, without any debtor validation, in complete violation of the CFPB, the FDCPA, the TCPA, and the FCRA. And you'll notice during the call, I demand that they tell me whether or not they're going to report to the credit bureau. And when they said no, then I knew I had them. All right, here we go, guys.
Asset management is a debt collector. Any information obtained will be used for that purpose. All calls may be monitored and recorded. Please press 1 to speak to the next available agent. Please press 2. Please hold for the next available agent. Please hold for the next available agent.
All right, First Financial is at onefam.com/consumers.
Thank you for calling First Financial Asset Management. All calls may be monitored or recorded. My name is Tyra Harper.
Yeah, hi Tyra. My name is Rob, and I just got a text message on my personal cell phone to call you. I have no idea what this is about, and I'm very concerned that I got a text. Now remember, guys. Oh, hey, this is Rob. What did I just do? I just blew past her on the verification. Listen closely. Text message from you. Can you pull up my account, please? It's P as in Paul, AISOLA. Thank you. Did she verify? Did she validate? Did she even know she's talking to a guy named Rob?
Can I be verifying your home address?
You tell me what you have and I'll verify it. You know how that works. I'm not going to tell you everything about your compliance. You understand how to do this. What address do you have? I'm going to fast forward because I didn't edit this, guys. Okay. Yeah, she doesn't. Go ahead. There she is. Go ahead. I'm just listening because that was all part of right during the pandemic, and the car just sat waiting for them to pick it up. I'm sure you see that in notes. But go ahead and tell me what your notes say, please. They're collecting as a third party.
It's showing that this is a debt collection, sir.
Oh, I know.
You're in collection for $736.68 for a payment that was made and was reversed.
Okay. Did you know when payments are reversed, there's usually a reason why they're reversed?
I'm not here to investigate why the payment was reversed, sir.
Oh, you're not? Okay. So do you know that I'm disputing? Okay, so let's talk about this, guys. What am I doing? I'm challenging everything she knows about her job. I'm making her question everything that she's learned. Ma'am, did you realize that whenever you have a chargeback, there's a reason for a chargeback, which means that a payment was made, which basically invalidates the reason for them to call, which is another $10,000. Do you see how we do that? We're not being belittling, but we're pinning people into a corner of asking them question after question after question after question until they finally just freak out. Here we go. You obviously understand I'm disputing that, right? I mean, it's obviously I don't owe the money. I never have owed the money, and I don't have any claim with you. And certainly, Enterprise absolutely has no claim against me. Are you, let me ask you this very specific question. It's very, very important that you listen to this question. Are you in any way reporting this to my personal credit report? Very, very, very important to answer that.
First Financial does not report, but I'm not sure if Amazon, I'm sorry, if Enterprise has.
We know Enterprise doesn't. Okay, so let me ask you. Give me your case number, your account number. You're, just to verify, you're at 3091 Governor's Lake Drive, Suite 500 in Peachtree Corners, Georgia. Is that correct? Or are you in Phoenix? So, guys, what are we doing? As we're talking to this collector, we're gathering information on them. So it's just like I was talking to my friend here. It's as if I showed up at your door. I know more about you and your job within 10 minutes than you ever expected, because you're usually in control of everything in your life until you decide to dial and talk to me. Are you in Georgia, or are you in the Phoenix office, or California, Paso Robles?
I work for the Phoenix office.
Okay. All right. So you're at 3707 North 7th Street, Suite 100. What is your email address, ma'am?
I don't have an email address to provide with you, sir.
Okay. Is there an email address to reach your site manager?
I'm sorry?
Okay. I'm not trying to make this difficult, but let me ask you a question. Do you know who you're talking to, ma'am?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't you move me to? Let me talk to your director, your site manager. This is Robert Paisola, and it's interesting that you're calling me as an individual. But I'd like to speak to your manager. Actually, not just a line manager, but to your site manager. It's regarding the CFPB, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau.
Okay. Is it okay if I put you on hold?
That'll be fine. We're standing by. Thank you. So what we just did is we just challenged her again, because she has no idea what I'm talking about. And I just took total control of that phone call, where everything she said I threw out the window. You have no authority to talk to me like that. And she goes, what? So now she says, I said, I want to speak to the site manager, not a line manager. And you'll see that in the copy of the brief that we submit with all the with all of the legal transcription on it. You'll see it, and there's a reason why. But I'm so nice. Notice how I'm nice, and I'm slowly ramping up to what you heard at the beginning of the call.
Please hold.
Honey, called FFAM 360, Revenue Cycle Management and Capital. They're attempting to click on a jet from Enterprise Rent-A-Car. There's been this whole thing is a mess. There's been no letter, nothing but a text. And the text would be pursuant to the CFPB release, CFPB 2019-0022, and it'd be under Regulation F of Consumer Financial Protection. We have concerns about this because in order to even collect on an account, you have to validate the debt. You have to give the consumer a certain period of time to be able to dispute the validity of the debt. The CFPB in section 1006.34 disclosed the proposed model of validation. Pretends a regulatory text and a proposed model text, specifically whereas the proposed model validation notice pursuant to the CFPB section 100.
All calls may be monitored and recorded. This is Suzanne Jerez of First Financial Asset Management.
Hi, good afternoon. Hi, Suzanne. What is your last name, please? And if you'll spell it, please.
Jerez, Jerez.
Okay, so let's talk about what just happened. Now we have the manager on the phone. Notice her intensity. I'm the manager. I'm in charge. Oh, great. What's your name? spell your last name. Why do I do that? Because Google will pick it up, and we're rated on one of the top sites in Google. So the minute that we release this, she'll be seeing her name and then her company's name, and then they'll be calling and saying, we'll give you $100,000 to pull this down, and we'll say no.
Okay, and you're in the Phoenix call center, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And I tried to speak to did you listen to the call so far? Were you patched into the call that I was talking to your collector?
No, sir, I just got on.
Okay. Have you listened to any, you haven't listened to any of the call at all, right?
I'm sorry, I can barely hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry, so you haven't heard any of the call at all, right?
No, sir.
Okay, so let me ask you some questions about this, if you don't mind, Suzanne. Number one, when did this debt get transferred to you by the party, by Enterprise Rent-A-Car? When was it transferred to your office for collections, third party?
We received this on February 26th of 21.
February 26th, 21. Okay. Do you show that you've sent any demand letter or any type of validation notice to any address? Very, very important, because all of our mail is monitored and scanned. And if so,
sent out
if so, what date?
2 letters back on 2/27 at 21 and 5/29/21 to the 57. Sir.
Thank you, Suzanne. Very important. Yes.
Give me just a moment here. I do need to state that this is an attempt to collect a debt,
right.
and the information obtained will be used for that purpose.
That's exactly right.
From a debt collector.
Right, I understand.
This is for the amount of $736.58 for Enterprise Holdings, which is a chargeback.
Okay.
So
now, can I ask you? Okay, hold on a second. You stated what your claim is. Let me ask you a question. You notice that that's a chargeback, not an account. So, in other words, it was paid and then it was reversed. Do you understand that? Do you see what? Do you understand the difference under Visa, MasterCard guidelines and or American Express? Do you understand? There's a difference. Do you understand?
This is what I do.
Okay.
I understand this.
Okay. So good, because what I'm going to tell you right now might blow your mind, but we're in the exact same business, and except I sue debt collectors all over the world. And if you type in my name, Robert Paisola, and you go to SoundCloud, or if you type in my name, Robert Paisola, in Google, you'll see exactly what happens as we record calls and talk to people who are being abused by debt collectors like yourself. Okay, that's why we ask specific questions and we document everything, because we have a listening audience of over 1 million people that listen to what we do whenever people get letters, or in this case, receive an SMS text that was the subject of the CFPB ruling on 12 CFR Part 1006 on the docket CFPB 2019-0022. So all these questions I'm asking you regarding Regulation F are very, very important, okay? Because I have to have an opportunity to tell you, and your client did not do such, that it's a disputed and it's an invalid debt. What you did is pursuant to the CFPB is you sent a text message, a blind message that said I had a claim. Okay, so the least sophisticated consumer, obviously you know that I'm an attorney, you can tell that. The least sophisticated consumer means that I'm going to have a claim that I'm going against somebody to get money. Okay, so when you blast out this SMS messages, okay, under the CFPB, you're in violation because you didn't even document the fact that the entire case has already been adjudicated and the entire case was sent to you back in 2021. You've made no attempt to contact me. You sent me an SMS message, and it's all in violation of Section 100.26, Section C of the CFPB, CFPB guidelines. So, Suzanne, my question to you is, what are you going to do? Because now we're in a position where you've just damaged me, you see. Now it's not a matter of me giving your client one dime. They'll never get a dime. What we're going to do is we're going to start with FDCPA, okay?
Okay, so what we've just done, to those listening around the world, is not only did we pull her down a notch from being, I'm insured, I know everything. Do you understand Visa, MasterCard guidelines? Yes, this is what I do every day. As she sits at her throne in charge of 300 people and acts like she's important, making $100,000 a year, which we make in a month. Let us be clear. We ask questions very, very clearly, and usually they answer them wrong. And when they answer them wrong, that is what we do to be able to present our case in federal court. Let's continue to listen now that she's been knocked off her pedestal.
And by starting with FDCPA, we're going to ask you, and you, as you know, we're recording this as you are, so you'll verify there was no validation of who she's even speaking to. Okay. You also understand that what I'm telling you right now is that when somebody does this to our clients, okay.
You're cutting in and out, and I cannot hear a word.
Okay, well, guess what? Okay, I'll tell you what. Just go ahead and Google your name tomorrow, and we'll put it up online so you can hear the phone call. So let me be very, very clear of what I'm telling you. Number one, I want this account to be deleted from your system today whenever you do your update. Are you clear on that demand? Yes or no? Deleted, not closed, not returned to client. Ma'am, I'm asking you a question. Do you understand? I'm not asking you to comply. I'm asking, do you understand?
Again, we do not buy this debt. I will go ahead and notate your concern.
No, not notate, ma'am. No.
I will go ahead and notate your concern.
And send it to who?
Send it to my general manager.
Okay, to your general manager. Okay, you know what? Now you brought that up because that now is evidence. Who is the general manager in the Phoenix call center?
Hold on for me just one moment, sir.
Ma'am, please Google my name for God's sakes. You have to realize what you're getting into. I'm telling you.
Sir, hold on
Thank you.
for me just a
All
minute.
right, that's good. All right, guys, we're on the line.
Go ahead and place them on hold.
It's 1:05 p.m. on 10/27/22. This is Robert Paisola, the CEO of Westwood Capital. We're on the phone with FFAM 360. They're a debt collection company, and what they did is they sent out a text, and the entire thing is just grossly under and mismanaged. So what we're going to do is we're going to file a federal lawsuit under FCRA, under FDCPA, and for using text messaging, that would be the telephone TCPA. So we've got some real issues here because the issue of texting was discussed by the CFP.
Okay, so guys, this is Rob again. Notice that I'm talking during the time at which I'm on hold. I'm talking to my audience, true. However, understand that as debt collectors, just because you hear music doesn't mean they can't hear every single word you're saying, and they're recording it. So I'm basically creating a track because she failed to do her job. True or false? True. She couldn't handle the questions. She couldn't handle the litigation. She couldn't handle all of the details that I was asking for. So she said, I'm going to come back and talk to somebody, and I will talk to you in a second. Running to her daddy, crying because someone made her sad. Interesting. Watch how we deal with it, because you're going to notice she's the one that's going to come back on the phone. Stand by.
And when they discussed that, there was an issue regarding, because we were on the committee, there was an issue regarding the liability of the charges, right? Now, in this document, there's an updated validation period. If the debt collector sends a subsequent validation notice to a consumer, because the consumer did not receive the validation notice, the consumer has not otherwise received the validation pursuant to 1006.34C, the debt collector must calculate the end date of the validation pursuant. Disclosure is based on the date the consumer received or is assumed to receive subsequent validation. Now, to our listeners around the world, you understand we have not received anything from this company. Nothing. We've also contacted the original creditor. They are a third-party debt collector. However, they assume the mutual liability, and we are going to go against their bond. Okay? That's the first thing we do. So, number one, we're going to file against their bond. Number two, we're going to file with the CFPB regarding their conduct. As you guys know, you're listening to this call live. This is a live broadcast out of Los Angeles, California. So this will be entered into the legal file, and we will also amend this with the Consumer Bureau of Financial Protection, their response to this. Guys, we don't play around. That's why we won $26 million from Portfolio Recovery Services. We do not give these people any chance. And most of the time when I speak to the call center manager, they're going to refer to a CEO, and the CEO is going to, they're going to just hang up. So,
Hey, Dave, I saw you popped up there, bud. Go ahead if you had a question. Okay. I just want to make sure that I gave you the courtesy of answering that. Stand by.
we'll go ahead and give them an opportunity. If they do hang up, then that's consent, and I can't imagine what they're going to do. I asked them very specific information.
Okay,
Will
Mr.
you?
Paisola?
I said, will you remove this information? Everything is based on the CFPB, my friends. Okay, hi, this is Robert Paisola. How can I help you, ma'am?
Mr. Paisola, this is Suzanne, head of the First Financial Asset Management.
Hi, Suzanne. We just spoke a sec. We just spoke a second ago, right? Or did we not?
Correct, sir. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to...
No, wait, hold on. I asked you a question. Did we speak a second ago? Suzanne Hernandez. Is that your name?
My last name is not Hernandez.
Okay,
sir.
your last name is what, ma'am? We can play it back, but what is your last name again?
Jerez. I spelled it for you. It's Jerez.
Okay, so Suzanne Jerez.
What I am in... Sir?
So, guys, what is happening to her right now? She is completely broken. Coming back. Hi, this is, I'm the asset manager, blah, 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 blah. Really? Are you the same person? I already told you that. Because she knows exactly who we are now because they've Googled our name and they understand what we do. And yes, this is the same person. But notice she came back with more stamina, more venom to be able to spread her bullshit to my clients around the world. Well, guess what, my friend Suzanne? This is why you're going to lose your job, why we're going to sue you, and why we're going to win in federal court at least $30,000 for wasting my time and for violating the federal laws. Okay, that's what we do. There is no love. There is no like. We don't give a damn about you or your company. And we're going to file against your bond, and we're going to put it all over the world, because if you do your research, you'll understand that we are in the national media. Suzanne, you're in a hornet's nest that I don't know how you're going to get out of. But let's go ahead and let my audience listen to how you're going to try to get out of it.
Don't tell me to send. Don't tell me to send a dispute letter. That's absolutely against the FDCPA.
Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Will you let me please speak?
Oh, I'll give you a chance to speak, but I hope you say the right thing for your sake, because we're already at $20,000 on this call.
Number?
I'm sorry?
I need your bar association number.
No, you don't. How dare you? Who in God's name? Ma'am, do you know what go type in Western Capital. Financial. Okay? You know what? You know what? I hear what you're asking for. However, how is that relevant to this matter? And as far as the answer is, I have four on-site counsel. Larry Pino is one. I don't have his bar number. David Jared is another one. These are on staff attorneys that work for me. I have 300 employees, ma'am. Okay? So these people work for me. They're the ones that are going to handle this. Listen carefully to me. How, as a collector, can you ask that question when it has nothing to do with the collection of this claim? Now you've just got yourself $30,000. Go ahead. Continue on, ma'am.
What I'm going to do, sir, is I'm going to go ahead and refer this back to our client and have them pull this claim from our office. As we do not buy this debt, we just service the account.
Well, great, but you're responsible for $30,000 in violations on this call. So I'm going to sue you, and I'm suing your client, and I'm going to sue your collector, and I'm going to sue you as an individual. You need to go through Pacer and verify who we are and what we do, ma'am. I told you to Google my name. I told you that. You didn't listen. Then you come back and say, what is your bar number? It's about the least sophisticated consumer in federal court, ma'am. How can you be a manager or a collector and not understand what's been going on with the CFPB? You said you were going to transfer me to your manager. You should be transferring me to your CEO or your risk management department, because we're going to nail you guys. This is all documented.
Okay, sir, that's fine.
Okay.
Like
Sounds good.
I'm going to go ahead and refer this back to our client and have them pull this claim from our files.
Okay.
If you have any more information for us, or you would...
Now, before she continues, let's remember, at the beginning of her departure, she was going to go talk to her manager, right? And then she came back. She decided that she wasn't going to continue to keep it in the system as I demanded, so she complied. However, at the end, she knew that she was on the hook because we actually have her full name and we're going to do complete skip tracing on her to figure out who this lady is in Phoenix, Arizona, including but not limited to private investigators, which we use to get photos. Is that hardcore? Yeah. But when you play with people like this and they don't understand the rules of the game like we do, that's why we get paid so much money. Here we go.
Like to email us a letter of rep or anything like that, I can go ahead and provide you with the email address.
Yeah, give us an email address, please. That'll be fine.
Okay. Email address is info, it's INFO, at the number one, just the digit.
FAM.com.
Correct.
Okay.
And your file number for reference is 226-949-76.
And you do understand everything I've asked for in this conversation. You do understand that this debt is disputed. You are absolutely prohibited from making any further phone calls, texts, any type of communication in any way to the debtor regarding this matter. You understand that?
As I stated, sir, we are pulling this from our system.
Oh, I did. That's a smart thing to do because you've already lost your company $30,000 on your bond. Absolutely. You guys have no idea what you're gonna. This is not pre-COVID, ma'am. This is law. This is federal law. Okay? And I told you before you even started talking, Google my name to find out who the hell I am. Because there's calls with us and 22. I know you don't care. I know you don't. No, you're not. Okay, great. How? Okay, stop. Don't talk. How are you trying to help me? Listen carefully. I ask you a question. How are you trying to help me, as you just stated? Please respond.
I was trying to get to the bottom of this. I got on the call as I was asked to because you wanted to speak to a supervisor, and immediately you started yelling and telling me what I needed to do.
Right.
I'm trying
as I have the right to do. As I have the right
to answer your questions, and you are not allowing me to do so.
But I have the right to do.
I stated,
You're not.
Sir,
you don't know the law. My God. As I have the right to do.
Stated, sir,
you're the collector. I'm the debtor. I'm the underdog.
Sir, I'm a manager.
I don't know what the hell you are. All I do know is that I'm the debtor and I have rights under the law. And you're what? Where did you get trained at? Maybe you need to take one of our training courses on how to deal with debtors. I mean, I don't understand this. If you violate the law, you will pay. And when you sit here on a phone call that's being telephonically recorded and transcribed and going to be broadcast all over the world, and you sit here and say things like, well, I got on the phone and you started telling me what to do. Of course I'm going to tell you what to do. That's my job. And it's your job to do exactly what I say, because if you miss one step, because I only tell you things that are within the law, then I sue you for another $10,000. We're already at $30,000, ma'am. Are you clear? And I hope to God you play this call back.
Sir.
I hope you play this back for your compliance department.
I provided you with our email address and your file number, so
all right.
You can email us any correspondence that you need to email.
There is no correspondence. You already said you're going to be sending it back to your client immediately with absolute immediacy. Is that true or false, ma'am?
I believe we're done with this conversation.
Okay, great.
If you have any other questions, feel
free
to give us a call.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, guys, this is Robert Paisola with Western Capital. We're live with this collection company, FAM 360. We're going to go ahead and talk to the CEO. We're going to send it to CNN and get a demand and figure out exactly what's going on. When it comes to dealing with debt collectors, guys, the law is the law. You cannot ask debtors certain things. You cannot violate the law, because when you violate the law is very clear. The CFPB has stated what is able to happen whenever you send out demand letters or you send out text messages, SMS letters to people who have no clue of what's going on. So you know what? This will be a test case. This is Robert Paisola for Western Capital. The time is 1:15 p.m. PST in Los Angeles, California. It's 10:27:22. End of call.
All right, so that ended the call that we are going to broadcast worldwide. This lady who believes that she is going to talk over me or be intellectually smarter, I don't know what she's trying to do, is going to be very, very famous. Okay, so if you guys click on the top where it says Robert Paisola, just take a look at the profile. Okay, we have podcasting, we have a television station, we just bought a radio station. What do they think that they're doing? And you know what? We're not going to quit because we cannot be bought. All right, guys, we're live right now. We're going to go ahead and stop the recording, and this will be transcribed and distributed worldwide on the Western Capital Radio Network and Westwood One. I would challenge anybody who gets an SMS text from any debt collector to contact our offices in Las Vegas. Toll free 1-800-373-8913. If you're anywhere in the world, in the 47 countries that we broadcast to, you need to dial the U.S. access code and go to 702-219-3624. If you need to talk to us immediately, you can send an email to Robert, R-O-B-E-R-T, or legal, L-E-G-A-L, at WCIlaw.com. I wish you the best, my friends, and there is no way we will ever, ever take this down against this client. This recording is now completed. It's 10/27/2022. It's 3:54 p.m. This call is now terminated, and we're going to go back to our normal audience. Stand by.
You've been listening to the world-famous Change Your Mind, Change Your Mind, Change Your Life podcast. We hope we've helped you get on the road to do both. Make sure to like, rate, and review the show. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, hook up with us on Facebook, Clubhouse, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcasting, Google Podcasting, and Instagram at Rob_Paisola. Reach out to us by phone at 1-800-373-8913 and send your questions or comments to VIP@westerncapitalmedia.com. Until next time, this has been the world-famous Change Your Mind, Change Your Life podcast.